Okay. Good morning. A morning routine. Sipping not plain fucking water because why would I drink plain water? It doesn't nourish or hydrate or taste good. That's enough for me. Okay. I wanted to run a quick video on my main page here. Revisiting a few principles and basics on my page because we've lost thousands on the page, but we've gained a handful new. And those that we've lost, mostly because I've blocked because they broke the rules at my party, or they're just practitioners who didn't get what they thought they were going to get on my page and pieced. And that's fine too, because I want only those who are willing to drop all stories of what they think is healing or what they think is healthy or what they think is true regarding the human being and adaptation and this life. A lot of you understand and are starting to make these changes. A lot of you have become worked one-on-one. A lot of you are shifting over to subscription as well. A lot of you are unfollowing and just visiting in, dropping in every 6 months or so to just see what's new, how I've evolved. That's really how this whole thing should be used. But here we go. There's a revisiting this main message. And I've seen it in 21 years of practice. I've seen it in a lifetime of personal experimentation. And I keep seeing it now even more than ever. The body only knows to heal. I'll stay in my world and I'll let Cassie deal with the deep medicine factors, and I'll bring that all back in the end. It only knows how to heal. That's it. You get a cut, it only knows to scab. It only knows to sweat when you're hot. It only knows to shiver when you're good. It only knows how to heal and adapt. That's it. That's all it knows. It doesn't know dysfunction. It doesn't know getting stuck. Chiropractors love saying that one. Sometimes nature gets stuck and it needs an adjustment. Fuck. You just put nature below. Okay, that's okay. Sometimes it's confused. Sometimes it attacks you. Sometimes there's not any of these sometimes. There's no except fors. No except fors in this, what I'm about to tell you right now. These basis principles of healing and principles of adaptation. The body only knows to heal. Stay in my world. Soft tissue injuries, performance decreases, training, getting your body in a position to be able to handle higher levels of medicine, higher levels of change, higher levels of life, higher levels of activity, everything. Since movement is the one common denominator of all essentials. So let's go there. Swollen ankle from rolling it or hurting it, whatever. Healing response. Reduce the swelling, get in the way of healing. Inflammation in an area of damaged tissue. Reduce the inflammation, slow the healing response. Breaking up scar tissue. Get in the way of the natural healing response of the body, slow the healing response, delay the healing process and repair. Fear and apprehension around certain movements, around certain activities that we once could do no problem. Fear and apprehension, healing response, get in the way of that or eliminate that somehow. Okay, collapsed arch, inhibited muscles, excitatory muscles, splinting, bone spurs, herniated discs, shifts in the spine, curvatures of the spine, you friggin' name it. Tight musculature. Let's stay in my world. Tight musculature. Get in the way of that and reduce any of those through treatments of any kind. And you just slowed the healing process. Now, what the body is doing during those moments is, one, healing itself, because it always is. Two, the sensations you're feeling on all levels of sense, which there's infinite. They've measured like 15 or something, but it's infinite when they finally catch up with it, I believe. The senses that it's your attention brought to this is to trigger you to change something, change a lot of things. Not just change how you move. That might be it. But how you move is then going to affect your nourishment, is then going to affect your relationship, is then going to affect your values, is then going to affect your beliefs and your sleep and your life and your purpose and your intention. All these things are going to be affected. So it's to get you to change a lot. Some things greater than others, but to change. So what we do in all the plethora and vast nature of all these treatment approaches and holistic therapies and wellness, this and that, every single one of them, certifications, licenses, or degrees, every single one is based on reducing the adaptation response of the body. Now, they will justify and say, well, we're reducing the swellings and the pain so that that person can then do more movement. Or we're going ahead and releasing body work and trauma and Reiki and energy and rebalancing and reintegrating so they can really handle the deeper stuff later on. Here's the problem with that. Everything you're feeling and going through during those times that are very intense, because healing is a big fucking deal and making changes is an even bigger deal. It's going to be uncomfortable and scary and challenging and affect every inch of your life, absolutely. Well, when you go ahead and the greatest changes come during those moments when you feel the most. So when these practitioners are going in and when you're going in and asking for them to reduce in any way, shape, or form, make you feel better or reduce an adaptive healing response of the body in any way, it disconnects you from the deep-rooted feel, action, sensation that you're supposed to go through at that moment to create these changes. And I'm going to do a big one in my subscription page of my injury history this year alone. Just this year alone. Fucking gnarly. Because I'm falling apart? No, because I'm living harder. And I want to bring attention to some of the things that I felt during those things, some of the awareness and the awakenings that I've had in 21 years of doing this, in a lifetime of getting injured. So all responses of the body, reduced by a treatment or therapy protocol of any kind. And what just happened is you basically rip the scab off of the cut. And what the body's going to do is it's going to continue to quote unquote bleed. And it's going to continue to get your attention. Only now, instead of whispering, it's going to start yelling. Or instead of just staying in this area of the body because that wasn't enough, it's going to go to bigger picture ticket items to get your attention to change. And that's when everybody finally pays attention. It doesn't matter how many systems it's affected, all the way down to when you finally grab. All right, no idea where it left off, but it kicked me off. All right, and you needing to feel and change all those things. So when the body starts pushing it around to different areas of the body, and you finally, it doesn't matter as long as you're still alive, when you decide to take full accountability and responsibility and make these massive changes and fire everybody who's been pushing these protocols and treatments on you for a lifetime of service, whenever you decide, you'll have to trace back and go through all those steps that the body wanted you to take from the very beginning, and it's going to take you through that, and that's fine. But what you're equipped with and what you gain during each of these steps, that's what they're trying to eliminate for the sake of feeling better, and for the sake of health is feeling better. And that's not how it works. The feel is the adaptation and healing response of you to make these changes in your life, and the sensations you are aware of fluctuate as these changes are appropriate in the right field of your area of life, an essential of life, or to the magnitude that the body wants you to. It has to be greater than the damage that caused it. So your healing input, your changes in your life have to be greater than what caused the damage in the first place. This is not respected, not honored by any profession, none whatsoever, with any name out there in medicine, in therapies, in training. If there's a name, they don't get it. If there's a degree or a certification or license, they don't get it. If they need to touch you, they don't get it. If they need to supply you with something outside that you're lacking, like a piece of equipment or a supplement or a protocol or an instrument or a piece of machinery or some treatment or some oil or some, they don't get it. And so take Cassie's well. So this is just, all I've mentioned were like soft tissue injuries. Take hormone fluctuations. Take lab values. Take cancer, take psoriasis, eczema, acne, seizures, what everybody calls autism, what everybody calls Asperger's, toxicity here, this, injury, vaccine. You take it. It doesn't matter. Doing anything to get in the way of that healing response, it doesn't do the body in, because we're still here and the body's more badass than any practitioner that you've employed, but it makes the process take longer, makes you feel like there's no hope and that your body would be attacking you and that there is a decline with age, or there's something called disease and you're just at the mercy of it and your genetics play a role, and all these things make it look like you're flawed, you're sick, you're diseased, and that could be further from the truth. So again, I just wanted to put this as a base level, revisit this basic mantra that's going to be going on my page, that any practitioner utilizing any treatment whatsoever, any gadget, any protocol, any supplement line, any lab balancing act, any reduction in symptomatology or healing responses through diet or through these training protocols, through therapy, occupational therapy, osteopathy, adjustments, body work, massage, Reiki, traditional Chinese acupuncture, Rolfing, trigger point, MAT, ART, ultrasound, lasers. They just got in the way. They don't get it. These things need to be eliminated. There is no value of them. None whatsoever. Hope we're clear on that. If you don't like that, practitioners, that's cool. You can bolt because you're not getting anything else on this page. Most of you are just restricted from the start anyway if you follow me, so nobody can see your comments, because I know a big tactic is for you guys to comment with like a fireball or a pow or a agree bro or a this is what I do with my clients, worst of all. So then people see what you do and then go to your page and then you get followers. I understand it. It's what everybody did in 2020 and are still doing now to stay relevant. So it's not happening here. And for those of you who are looking for, you're bottoming out. You don't know what to trust, there it is. The body only knows to heal. One of the biggest truths in life, the body only heals. It only adapts for your benefit. So every single response, every single thing you feel, every single thing they've labeled as a diagnostic term, everything they code, everything they show you in a lab or an image, everything they're measuring with devices, everything they need you to come to their office to do, healing response. Reduce it, you just retarded the healing process, and I said retarded on purpose. Cheers.